Hi friends, so welcome to week 3 of in-depth technical analysis course for traders and investors. Last week we had told you that this week we'll be covering moving averages and patterns, but there's a slight change in the plan. This week we will cover moving averages and along with that we'll cover volume studies. Patterns will be shifted to next week. Now, let's start with moving averages. You must have observed that prices they move pretty erratically, right? At times, and it becomes difficult to identify what the trend of the price is. So, in order to smoothen the price, we often use moving averages. Now, in today's discussion, we are going to talk about all of this: plotting of moving averages, calculations behind moving averages, then we'll be talking about a price crossover. Then we'll discuss an easy trading strategy, okay, based on moving averages. Then we'll talk about choosing the right moving averages. Then another trading strategy based on moving averages. Then we'll talk about moving average crossovers. Now, this is the most commonly used thing for algo trading, right? And we will talk about different types of moving averages, that is simple, weighted and exponential. These are the most common types of moving averages, right? So let's start today's discussion, and let's move to the Nifty daily chart. So out here on this Nifty daily chart, okay, there are certain times, okay, like this, where the price moves are so erratic that you don't understand which direction the price is moving in. And for times like this, when you add a moving average, the price tends to get smoothened, okay, and you come to know the actual direction that the price is moving in. Now, how do you add a moving average? So when you go here in this indicators, okay, you can just type moving and you will get moving average, exponential moving average and weighted moving average. You can choose which one to put. We will discuss about each of these during the course of today's session. Okay, so when you select on moving average, average gets added here, right? And here you can actually select the settings of this moving average. You can select the length. Okay, you can change the length of the moving average, right? And you can change the style, the color, the line, the thickness, etc., etc. Okay, so these are the things that you can do with your moving average. So here we've got 114 and 19. We've just added two moving averages. I'm just removing one of them. Okay, now when you see this, is it not telling you in a smooth way where the price is going up, it's going down? Like if you see the current one, it's going down but very slowly it's going down, right? So moving average simply smoothens the price fluctuations and tells you where the price is headed. Okay, now let's see in an Excel sheet how these moving averages are calculated. So here I've got an Excel sheet and here I've randomly simulated the price of a stock, okay, over 110 days. Okay. Now a 10 days simple moving average, okay, is nothing but when you take average of the prices of the last 10 days. Okay. And when you give closing, so it will take the average of the last 10 days closing prices. So here you can see day 1 to day 10, their prices have been averaged. On the next day, okay, on this day, you can see day 2 to day 11 prices have been averaged. On the next day, day 3 to day 12 averages. So, whichever are the last 10 days, those prices are getting averaged. And that average being plotted is called as the simple moving average, which you can see here. This is the 14-day simple moving average. Okay. And here you can change the number of days out here. You can make it 13, 12, 10, that whatever you prefer. Okay. Now, how to select the number of days, I will tell you. So, this was our simple moving averages. Now, some people say that why to give weightage to a price that took place 10 days back? Okay, if this price happened 10 days ago, why should I give it more same importance as the price that was there today and the price that was there yesterday? It should get lesser importance. So people started saying that, okay, let's make a weighted moving average. Okay, so what weighted moving averages does is it gives this price, the 10-day price, one weightage, this is two weightage, third day price three weighted, and so on. Okay, so in this case, the 10th day, that is the last closing price that you are considering, has the maximum weightage. The ninth day has the um uh you if you see here, the 10th day has the maximum weightage, the ninth day has second maximum, then eighth day has eight, and so on. So the 10th day, 10 day ago, like the first day, has only a weightage of 1. So when you do that and when you divide that by the sum of the weights, okay, you get a weighted moving average. Now you can plot that also out here. Now let's see this weighted average, okay, on the chart. Now here you can see this chart. I can just go to indicators. I can add a weighted average here. Okay, moving average weighted. I can change the settings. I can make it a 10 period weighted average, and I'll make it orange in color. So here you can clearly see, okay, that this average is more sensitive to the price. It's closer to the price, the orange line, isn't it? That is because of the reason that we saw on the Excel sheet, that the last price gets the maximum weightage. That is why the moving average is way closer to the price than the blue line. Okay, which is a simple moving average. So this was about simple and weighted moving averages, right? Now let's go back to our discussion. Okay, let's see what else we have in store. So we have to talk about price crossovers, and we'll talk about uh, a very easy trading strategy. All right. So let's go back to this chart. Okay. So now, as I told you that the moving average, it tells you about the price trend. Okay, which direction the price is going in. But you will oftentimes realize that the moving average tells you about the change in direction of the price pretty late. For example, consider this bounce. Okay, this bounce happened somewhere around here. Let me select a marker. Okay, this bounce happened somewhere around here. Okay, but your average started bouncing from here. Okay, now there's a significant delay out here from 7,600 to almost 8,700, and then you can see that the average has actually gone up on this particular one day out here, which I'm coloring orange, right? So that is what I'm trying to tell you, that the moving average, even though it tells you the direction of the price, it is still a very late indicator. It is not a very early indicator. It's a lagging indicator. Why? Because it's an average of the last two few days. It's not a leading indicator. It's not the averages of the next few days. It does not know where the next few days are headed, right? It's not an antaryami. Okay. So now, um, let me just delete this. Now, let's go back. Sorry about this, guys. Huh. So this is about moving averages. So when you talk about how do you trade using a moving average, or what is the purpose of a moving average, etc., let me tell you that a moving average, okay, if it is selected correctly, or if it is a if you have selected the right moving average, you can see that it not only tells you the price of the moving average, but in a trending market, if the price crosses above or crosses below that moving average, that becomes the new trend. Okay. So for example, see out here, the price has crossed below this moving average here. Okay. And then it has gone into a new thing. So out here for this entire rise, the price took a support from the moving average. Can you see this? Every time the price came near the moving average, it took a support. Then after this trend got over, the price crossed below the moving average, it fell down, and out here all along this way it has taken a resistance from the moving average, right? Then out here it again crossed above the moving average, trying to tell you that this trend is over, but it gave you a whipsaw. Okay. And finally out here, when it crossed back above the moving average, the trend was actually over. So here you got trapped, and here the trend was actually over, right? So a carefully selected moving average actually also acts like a support resistance. So out here, this 10 period moving average which I have selected, you can see that it's pretty all right in this trend. Okay, it's you are getting trapped pretty often. So for this trend, this moving average is not correct. But for the current trend, okay, this one, okay, it is not a very good moving average. So you can adjust your moving average. How do you adjust the moving average? Just let me show you. You can go to this MA, you can go to settings, right? And input, you just keep increasing it, okay, till it reaches this support there. So now I've made it a 20 period moving average. You can see that this 20 period moving average is doing a pretty decent job in the present uptrend. Okay, and if I wanted a bit more this thing, I can make it a 25 period moving average. There you go. This is doing an awesome job. You're getting trapped very few times. Okay, every time the price comes near this average, it's taking a bounce. Okay, so 25 period moving average for the current trend, it appears to be a good moving average. Okay, for this uptrend which has been prevalent from March 2020. So for different times in the market, you might have to adjust your moving average a little bit here and there. Okay. I just showed you how you should try and see points, adjust it to points where the price takes support from the average and it does not uh, uh, let you get trapped. Okay. Now, the most simple basic technique that people use for trading in moving average is that if the price crosses above the moving average, you buy, okay, and if the price crosses below the moving average, you sell. But the only glitch out here is that if the direction of the moving average is sideways, okay, as you can see here, okay, then these crossovers are of no use. Only if the moving average has a particular direction, okay, and if the price cuts it, do you enter the trade? Okay, so here you can see out here that here the moving average was trending down. Okay, there is no sideways and the price cut below it. Okay, and if this was a stock, you could have also seen that the volume might have been high, or there would be other clues also out here. Okay, some pattern or something. And if this is true, you see here the price is again taking support from the moving average and is going up. Now here the price is cutting below it. but it's not sustaining below it. Again, here same thing is happening. Here the price manages to sustain below it, and it tells you that boss, this uptrend is over. Not only that, the moving average is also almost turning sideways out here before it turns down. Okay, and when it turns down, it's saying that boss, it is crashing. Okay, I will teach you a better way of identifying this particular fall. Okay, in today's session only using moving averages. Okay, but you can see that as soon as the moving average starts getting horizontal, you will see that the price does not respect it a lot. Okay, and for avoiding to get trapped like this, okay, in the last session where we had trend lines, I've told you two methods. One method is the price filter, and one method is the time filter. Okay, so the time filter says that you wait for 1 or 2 days and check if the price is sustaining below the moving average. Okay, for trend lines, we decided that if the price cuts the trend line and stays below the trend line for 1 2 days more, then you can be sure that the trend line has been breached. Otherwise, generally in the next 1 2 days, the price goes back above the trend line and the trend continues. We have seen that. That's what we call as a whipsaw. Same thing happens here. So that is the time confirmation where you wait for 1 2 days. Another thing can be a price confirmation where you decide a particular price, let's say 3% or 4% or whatever. And if the price cuts this moving average by that much price, then you assume that the breach is valid. Now, how do you decide the percent? You can use standard deviation or you can use any other quantitative technique and you can test it. Okay, so this was about that. Okay, so for algo trading also, many times algos use this funda. If the price is greater than the moving average, means the price cuts above the moving average, you stay long, and then when the price cuts below the moving average, you go short. Okay, that is what algos also speak about a lot. Okay, now so we spoke about how to prevent getting trapped in such whipsaws. Okay, even out here you can see a few longer whipsaws like this and this. Now that is hazardous, you cannot help it, but there are other chart patterns also which you use in order to avoid getting trapped. Okay, so that was one thing. Now let's go on to a very easy trading strategy. Okay, so one very easy trading strategy is to look for a joint breakout. Okay, so guys, if you understand this trading strategy, you will again probably make a good amount of money in the market. You have to look for a joint breakout between a trend line and a moving average. Okay, so here we have got this moving average and here you have got trapped also, but let me draw a trend line out here. Okay, let's see if I'm able to draw a valid trend line. This is not a valid one, this is not a valid one, this is not a valid one. Okay, so here I'm not able to draw a valid trend line. No problem. I have one in the current silver chart. Okay, it's a live chart, guys, so it's a live trade. So here I've loaded the silver micro chart. Okay, this is a live chart, and let me go on the 2 hour chart. Yes, or let me go on the 1 hour chart. Yeah, this is more fun. So here you can see I've drawn a channel. Okay, and I also have a particular moving average here which I am using. Okay, now this moving average is obviously not the one that I had made earlier. Let me make a better one. For silver I use a 40. So this moving average reasonably tells me what the trend is. Okay, now in this period of time, I had the moving price crossing the moving average several times, going up, going down. Okay, now it went below the moving average, but there was a trend line here which was supporting it. Again, here it went below the moving average. There's a trend line here that's supporting it. Okay, but now here you can see that the moving average is turning downwards. Okay, and there is a breach of this trend line also. So now you have two clues which are telling you that bhai, it's going down for the longer term. Okay, uh here see, this is why I drew the 40. Here also is the same thing on the silver hourly chart. I've got this really nice trend line going here for me. Okay, and here almost at the same price, okay, I had this trend line getting breached and the price crossing above the moving average. So you see guys, this is a very simple trading strategy. You make a good moving average. Okay, you find a good moving average which has been successful in the recent few trends like this one which I have made. The 40 period is pretty good. You can see that, okay, you do get trapped, but this is not a exact thing. You should go for consistency more. Okay, now this 40 period average, when I club it with a trend line here, you can see how beautifully it is signaling that this trend is over and a new uptrend has come. Okay, now this same thing here, I can make another trend line from here. Okay, this is a okay trend line. It's not that good. But here this trend line got breached. The price took a support at the moving average and then it fell. But there was no joint breach as such out here. That's not a problem. But currently, what we are seeing is almost like that, a joint breach where this trend line has broken. The price has gone below the moving average and it's sustaining below the moving average since the last few hours. Okay, and now it appears that it will probably go lower. And the moving average also, it went flat. Now it's going towards the downside. So this is the current silver chart, guys. I'm not soliciting a trade here. I'm not telling you that go make this trade and all, because we are learning out here. I'm not here to give any kind of advice, but this is probably what is going to happen in the silver chart, and we can also probably draw this line for our future reference. Okay, and see if the price respects this line. I can draw a better line though. So I can draw this line, and probably this line might get respected on the way down. Only time will tell. But this is how we try and identify future trades. So this was your easy trading strategy one. Okay. Now let's see what else we have to discuss. We have to talk about choosing the right moving averages, right? Easy trading strategy 2. Okay, cool. So now let's talk a little bit about choosing the right trading moving averages. Okay, let's go back to our Nifty chart and let's close these Chinese ads. Yeah. Now, uh, right. So if you remember in the first week we learned about the different types of trends, and we learned that there are typically three types of trends. The primary trend, okay, which is the trend in the longer trend, and it cannot be the one which cannot be manipulated. Then we have the secondary trend, okay, and then we have the short term trend, okay. So primary trend is typically the one which goes up. Then we have a secondary trend which is the intermediate trend, okay, and then we have the long term trend, okay. Now I want to show you this. This is a Nifty 50 daily chart. Sorry, it's the Ali. Let me make it a daily chart. There we go. Okay, this is our daily chart with a 10 period simple moving average. Okay. Now let us decide which averages to put here. Okay. So here I will put moving average and moving average. So I've put three moving averages here. One is a 10 period moving average, which is clearly the short term moving average. Okay. Apart from that, I will put a 50 period moving average here, which is your probably your intermediate moving average. And I will give it a orange color. Okay. And I will put a 200 period moving average here, which is your long term moving average. And I will give it a purple color. Okay. So this tells you about your short-term trend, your primary trend, and your secondary trend. Okay. So this is the best way to identify all of these. Let me just make this more clear. Okay. So here you can see the 10 period average is going down. Okay. uh, it was going down, and then in the last few days it's been going up. Okay, but clearly the market has been wreck over the last few days. Okay, the long term average is upwards. The intermediate term average is was upwards, then it turned sideways, and now it might be it's just sloping downwards, if you can see here. Okay, and the short term average will just keep fluctuating up down as per the price. Okay, you can also make this probably 10, or if you are not comfortable with that short, you can make this as a 25 also. There you go. So that is up to you. Okay, how you select the right average, but the common parlance is that you select one short term average, one medium term or intermediate term average, and one long term average. Okay, and you try to take trades which are in the direction of the long term average. So when the short term average changes its direction, okay, in the direction of the long term average, okay, or in the direction of the intermediate term average, you take a trade in that direction, because trend is your friend. You should not go against the trend. All right. So that is what is about selecting the right average. Okay. Now, what I am going to tell you next is a easy trading strategy part two. Okay. The first trading strategy was very simple. Make a trend line, make a moving average. If both break, then you trade. Okay. That is simple. Now, here in the second one, you have to put three different moving averages on your chart. Okay. So I'm going to put 10, 25. Okay. There we go. And I will also add one, two more moving averages. Okay, so I'll put 4 moving averages. Doesn't matter. You need at least three. So the next one will be 40, and I'll give it a different color. Okay, and the next one will be a 60. Right. So now what the easy trading strategy 2 tells you is that when you draw these 3 or 4 different moving averages, okay, I think we have only three. We need one more. The 25 one seems to have gone away. Okay, so trading view is not allowing us to add more. No, no problem. So when you are adding 3 or 4 of these moving averages, okay, you will see that these averages are wide. Okay, your 10 is far away from purple, which is 40, which is far away from 60. But before every major move, okay, you will see that these averages, they all converge at a particular point. Okay, like this. So if you find a situation like this where the averages are converging with each other at a particular point, different averages, but they are converging, it means that a lot of either accumulation or a lot of distribution seems to have taken before, because all these averages are converging. Okay, this means out here this has happened after a rise. Okay, so this means that the short term fellow, the long term fellow, and the intermediate fellow, all of them have now got an average price which is somewhere here, and all these averages are converging at this point. And after this, if the price bursts out of the range which has been going on in a certain direction, you know that that is the direction that you have to trade in. Now you will find such instances quite often, even out here. See, here you can see that this has happened. Okay, all the averages have converged here, and the price has burst out of this range and it has shot up. Okay, so uh, this is a very simple and effective trading technique that you can use and identify really good bursts of trade in the markets. Okay, this is another such trade which happened. Okay, here again the price converged out here, the averages have converged and burst out at around here. You get the entry and you get to have this entire trend from here till here, right? And see how beautiful and simple this technique is, how easily it works. So this is that same point which I told you that I will give you a simple trading strategy for this point going forward. So this is that same point which is there, and you can see how nicely this easy trading strategy has given you a very good reply. Now, right now in the Nifty, okay, we are at a similar point where all the averages are together. Okay, so right now in the Nifty, if you were to see all the evidence which is there around you, you have got this trend channel which is going on. Okay, which we learned in our last session. Okay, this is a price channel which is going on. Okay, and we are seeing this moving average convergence also taking place out here. Okay, so that is that, and we also had another average coming from down. Okay, so we had spoken last time how prices are likely to just go like this, like this, like this between these 2 points until that average from down came, and then after that is probably likely to go upwards. Okay, so this is what we have seen last time. If you haven't seen last time's video, guys, please do so, because we've got these really fun current market pointers which we have discussed in that video. Okay, so this was our easy trading strategy 2. Okay, now let's talk about another thing. What is the next thing on our list? Moving average crossovers. Now this is an excellent and a fun thing. Okay, and we can also talk about weighted and exponential moving averages. Yes, we spoke about weighted, we still have to speak about exponential. So let me just get rid of these drawings. I will have to erase them, pardon me. Okay, now let's talk about moving average crossovers. Okay, for this I just need two moving averages. Okay, and for the purpose of explanation I will take 10 and I will take 25. Okay, because I like working with these two averages, which is why I'm taking 10 and 25. All right, you can take whichever one you want, that's not a problem. All right, now uh so moving average crossover. Now this is a simple technique, and it is the first algorithm which you will make when you are learning algo trading. Okay, and it is very simple. The funda is that you have a longer moving average, you have a shorter moving average. Once the shorter moving average crosses above the longer moving average, you buy. Okay, as long as it is above the longer moving average, you stay in that trade. And then once the shorter moving average crosses below the longer moving average, you sell. Okay, now this is what this algo trade tells you. Now look at how nicely this trade would have worked. Okay, if we had started last year. Okay, out here blue line, which is the shorter moving average, went above the longer moving average. So you would have bought probably on this day, okay, which is 9,200. Okay, and here blue line went below it. So you would have exited out here at a similar price, 9,200. Now here again on this day, the blue line went above the purple line, which is at 9,800. And then it stayed like that all the way till 11,250. Here is where the 11,100. Here is where the blue line went below the purple line. Okay, and you exited the trade and you went short. Okay, so if it's a long only strategy, you exit. And if it's a long and short strategy, here is where you went short also, even here. But that short also got squared off at a slight loss. So this short, okay, it gets squared off here at this loss. Okay, so you shorted at 11,100, you squared it off at 11,800 and you went long. Now this long trade, this blue line stays above the purple line all the way. You see how nicely it's bouncing here from the purple line all the way. Even here the price has taken a drop, but the blue line has not gone below the purple line. So all the way till here is where the blue line went below the purple line, which is for the first time. So from 11,800 till 14,200, you are in that long trade, and here you went short. Okay, Now, ever since you went short out here at 14,000, what is this price here? Okay, sorry, this price is 14,950. Okay, you went short here. Okay, the blue line has mostly been below this purple line until recently, where 14,600 it has crossed over again, and now it is in the long. So as per this algo strategy, it is currently long, but it can again cross over below and continue down if the trend goes. But this is how people make algos. Very simple, very lazy strategy. You find two good averages and you play those averages for the entire trend, right? So this is your moving average convergence and divergence. Okay. Moving average crossover strategies, right? So we have these long-term average crossing over the short-term average crossing over the long term. You buy, short-term crosses below the long term, you sell, and that's as simple as that. This will work well in all phases except this phase, okay, where you will get a lot of buy sell like blue. Okay, here it's still pretty good actually. Blue is still managing to stay above purple out here. Here you got trapped once, okay. Here you almost didn't get trapped. Wow. So this 10 and 25 is a pretty good pair. But sometimes in a sideways market like this, you tend to get trapped in such trades. Now, this that is a hazard of war. We cannot help it, right? But these traps are much lesser than the profits that you are making in, let's say, this trade, and let's say this ongoing trade which went on till here, and probably the trades to come. So this is how people are trading the moving average crossover techniques. Okay. Now the last thing is exponential moving average. Okay. So uh let me just clear all these indicators for you. Right. And what I will do out here is I will plot the simple exponential and the weighted. So this is your 9 period simple. This is your exponential 9 period, and this is your weighted average 9 period. I've plotted all these three. Let me give them different colors so that you can identify. The exponential one is orange, right? And the weighted one, okay, I will make it red, right? And the simple one is blue. I'll just make it a bit thick. All right. So here, as I showed you in the start, that the weighted moving average is way closer to the price because of its additional weightage. Okay. Then comes the exponential moving average, and then comes your simple moving average. Okay. Simple one is the blue line, which is the last. Okay. It's the least sensitive to recent price changes. Then there is your exponential, which is a slightly more sensitive one to the recent price changes. Now, the calculation for exponential moving average is a bit taxing, so it goes outside the scope of today's discussion. But um, its use is similar. You can use all of these moving averages for everything that we have discussed today, right? And the weighted moving average is the one which is the most sensitive to price, to the latest price fluctuations. Okay. So these are the three moving averages that you can use, right? So, guys, this was our in-depth discussion on moving averages, and we have discussed today all of these different pointers. Let me just revise them for you quick in the next 1 minute. We have discussed how to plot the moving averages, the calculations behind the simple moving average and the weighted moving average. The exponential moving average calculations are a bit taxing, so we didn't do it. Then we talked about the price crossing over above the moving average and the price crossing below the moving average, and how it also tends to take a support from a moving average. So you have to find the correct moving average, right? Then we talked about an easy trading strategy one, which is when you draw a moving average and when you can also draw a trend line. And if both of them are getting breached, that is when you take the trade. It's like an additional confirmation. Then we spoke about choosing the right moving averages, just like you have primary trend, intermediate trend, and short term trend. Same way, you can choose a long moving average like 100 days or 200 days. Then you choose an intermediate moving average like 40 or 60 days or something like that. And then you choose a short term moving average like 10 or 25 days, right? And then you see how they are playing with each other, and what is which trend is going in which direction, right? Then we spoke about easy trading strategy 2, which in my mind is the most fun strategy to trade, right? This is where you have three moving averages which are distinctly apart from each other, okay, like 10, uh, 40, and 60, some pretty well spaced out averages. You will see that before a large move, those averages converge. Okay, when either accumulation is happening or distribution is happening, those averages converge to a single point. Okay, where all the short term, intermediate, and long term traders, their prices also converge at that point. And then when the price breaks out of that range, you get a wonderful trade. Then we spoke about moving average crossovers, right? Where there's a long term moving average and a short term moving average and their interplay. Where if the short term goes above the long term, you go long. And when the short term goes below the long term, you go short. Simple. This is the most basic algo strategy that algo traders make when they are learning, right? Then we just saw the three moving averages, that is simple, weighted, and exponential, right? And how are they placed in relation to the price. Weighted moving average is the closest one to the price, and simple one is the furthest one from the price because it gives equal weightage to all the uh, days that you have selected. So, guys, this was our detailed session on moving average. We also discussed where the markets are likely to head, the silver and Nifty markets. So, I hope you liked our session here today, and we'll see you in the next session, guys. If you did like, please give us a like, please give us a comment. If you have any questions, doubts, clarifications, please put in the chat section below. We love to reply to your chats, questions if you have any. Also, give us a like, share this with all your friends who you think might find this useful, and we'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye.